With that, we tentatively cleared up the presumed future chain of events. I guess everything turned out fine, I said, nonchalant. Hinata gave me a sidelong glare. Aren't you taking this a bit lightly? Don't say that. Chloe is safe now, and Veldora is already being revived. As long as we keep an eye on the two, we don't have to worry about them going out of control. Therefore, isn't the only problem we have to deal with the Empire? I answered with a bright smile. That's right. If Dagruel ever attacks, I will take care of it. This is my repayment to you for helping Chloe. Luminas and Chloe seemed really close, and because I had saved Chloe, my stocks with her reached an all-time high. Thanks to that, it appeared Luminas and I would be able to maintain a better relationship than ever before. One of our main concerns involved Dagruel's treachery. Thankfully, Luminas vowed to take care of it for us. She even promised to protect the West without me needing to ask. The Western nations had always, by nature, been Luminas' domain. Even though some of the regions had disputes with Gie, he only saw their interaction as nothing more than a game. Luminas apparently came to the conclusion that there was no use fretting over it. The bigger problem was Dagruel. Obviously, we were wary of the fact that he would become hostile one day. He is going to join the upcoming war, Luminas declared, so there is a high possibility that he will take advantage of it when the Empire ultimately moves. I was still skeptical. But Dagruel's sons are currently living in this country, you know. I don't think he would use military force against us that easily. In my opinion, there had to be a reason for Dagruel's actions. Huh? Did you say Dagruel's sons? Are you sure? Yup. They're Xian's subordinates now and have been working hard on their training. In response to my words, Xian crisply remarked. Yes, that is true. Although they still have a long way to go, they've recently shown good results in their training. And when I treat them to my home-cooked meals as a reward, they cry tears of joy. They are such a cute lot. Cry tears of joy sounds rather dubious to me. While eating food cooked by the woman you loved would certainly leave you happy, that entire premise depended on the food being edible. Actually, as long as you tolerated the look and texture, you could technically eat Xian's cooking. Well, I reckon it was fine to leave them to their own devices. If the people themselves didn't complain, then I had no reason to interfere. Luminas looked astounded upon hearing that Dagruel's sons were in my nation. That said, she regained her composure within a matter of seconds. Sounds like it's true. Then, someone has manipulated Dagruel. No, it sounds weird if I say it that way since it's something that has taken place in the future. I suppose we can say someone might manipulate him, Luminas stated after careful consideration. The war had broken out in the future, but we were at peace right now. There must be a reason behind Dagruel harboring such territorial ambition. When I had met him during Walpurgis, I never got the impression that he was a bad person. I figured I should ask Dagruel and the other two sons for a possible explanation. If he were experiencing any problems, we could lend a helping hand by offering advice. And if it could be solved through diplomacy, then it was a much better solution compared to armed conflict. We will also look into the matter on my side. All right, I shall entrust that to you. I do not wish to engage in some unreasonable battle, after all. We still had time to spare for the results of our investigation regarding Dagruel. Luminas would also be on the lookout, just in case, as it would be troublesome if Dagruel truly did conspire with the Empire. Louis and Gunther nodded together, implying that we could trust them to stay vigilant. Next up is the situation with Gie. I began. I'll tell him, Leon volunteered. It was useless if we complained to Gie since this whole ordeal took place in the future. On the other hand, our worries weren't exactly assuaged, either. A better plan would be to explain the circumstances to Gie instead. However, I wasn't sure how much information we could actually disclose. Gie is a mediator. Although it has nothing to do with me now, I feel like he may or may not have destroyed me a long time ago. I can't really remember it clearly, so it doesn't count. Veldora suddenly confessed. I didn't know where to start, what to do, or how to go about it. What did Gie being a mediator even mean? This was also the first time I'd heard about a fight between Gie and Veldora long ago, where Veldora was annihilated. By the way, I thought that saying something along the lines of I can't remember it, so I still did not lose was a petty excuse that children use. But that was a bit mean, so I decided not to comment. Ho, Gie sure does some nice things, remarked Luminas. Mediator, huh? Gie is not an ally of humanity, but he is undeniably not an enemy either. It's safe to assume the reason why he killed Chrono in that future was because he feared the idea that if she, the lust for destruction incarnate, were to be left unchecked, it would lead to the collapse of the world, Leon concluded. What the heck is a mediator anyway? Everyone else had already grasped the situation. I asked the question outright, and Luminas was the one who explained it to me. A mediator is a system that exists separately from heroes and demon lords. It is said that a mediator's goal is to prevent the destruction of the world and to be the spokesperson of his creator, Star King Dragon Veldonava. That's right. My older brother, the Star King Dragon Veldonava, established that system to prevent the world he worked hard to create from collapsing. I see. That would explain why Veldora was punished. in order to prevent him from destroying the world. It made a lot of sense to me. Also, as a result of Veldora's story, I was able to confirm that true dragons could resurrect. I still doubted whether he really lost his memory about that incident, but let's not point that out. Got it. So, Gie's unlikely to go after Chloe now. Yeah. I also recall Chrono rampaging, and I think what Demon Lord Gie did was reasonable, so I don't plan to hold any grudges against him. Hinata and Chloe seemed rather convinced and had spoken with smiles on their faces. We could avoid a fight with Gie, as long as we nip potential causes for violence in the bud. If that's the case, can we permit Leon to explain this matter to Gie? I proposed. Of course. After all, the future of me and Chloe is at stake, here Leon stated with firm conviction. Leon and Aich and Chloe quickly pointed out, has nothing to do with this. Such innocence was quite scary. I felt a bit of sympathy for Leon. While Leon was very handsome and cool, the world apparently universally recognized him as a villain. As was the case with Shizu-san, Leon seemed to be a poor talker, and was haunted by a guise of evil. Maybe that was why he was so easily misunderstood. In layman's terms, he was the polar opposite of Masayuki. Chloe treated him like the friendly neighborhood Oni-chan. Not even a shred of romantic interest existed in her mind. Leon appeared to have been a popular man for a long time, but that might be the reason why Chloe was completely unaware of the affection he showed her. When I thought about it, he was also a pitiful man. And so, I came to the conclusion that I should be a little kinder towards him. The two demon lords promising their cooperation was proof in itself that this conference was a resounding success. Thus, the only thing left to be wary of was the Empire. We still needed to come up with our own plans after the meeting, so when I was about to formally declare the end of our discussion. Please wait. We have guests right now, and they are in the middle of an important meeting. Oh, I'm amazed you noticed me coming. But, you see, I made the effort to come all the way here, so let me just say hi. The commotion could be heard from the corridor. I mean, this voice and the arrogant attitude from that conversation just now could only mean one thing. The person right outside the room was unmistakably the strongest demon lord, Gie. I could count the number of people who were able to slip under my radar, an impressive feat, might I add, on one hand. Report. No hostility detected. Don't tell me you noticed him. But now was not the time to argue. I hurriedly got up from my seat. But before I could move any further, Diablo, who was standing behind me, headed to the door with a sour look on his face. Yo. Go home. Following that brief exchange, Diablo slammed the door shut with a bang. We were all frozen in shock at the incredible spectacle before us. The door reopened and Gie stormed in, yelling, Hey, come on now, Diablo. Tisk, you're interrupting this important meeting. It hasn't even been a day yet, which is why I'm still unprepared. I want to take my time speaking with you, so please don't come here until I invite you. Despite Diablo's polite words, his attitude towards the one he was addressing, Gie, sure, was self-assertive. Or perhaps they know each other. I wasn't the only one who had the same thought. Even Luminas and Leon were surprised. Unbelievable. He didn't budge an inch against Gie, as expected of Noir. Noir, you say? Why is somebody like him working under Rimuru? Listening in, there was something rather disconcerting about the words being spoken around me. Is Diablo that significant of a figure? Well, I guess he's got a cocky attitude. Seriously, what does Noir even mean? While I was standing there, utterly bewildered, more disturbances arrived. The first to come running here was Benimaru, followed by Sally, hot on his heels. Next was Carrere, and almost at the same exact time, Ultima burst into the room, too. Rimuru-sama, are you alright? Benimaru pressed. Just now, my sister told me. Millard Carrere said urgently. I felt the presence of red. Has the war started? If so, I will do my best, Ultima promised. It was pandemonium. Given the circumstances, it would be a better idea to receive Gie as a guest than to drive him away. I had no intentions of inviting Gie here to begin with. I'd have to ring out Diablo later to find out what the deal is. But for now, the first priority was to get this place in order. Guys, calm down. Diablo, control yourself. My words quieted the people who had just barged in. Once everyone in the room collected themselves, I continued. Although this wasn't planned, we do have something to talk about with you, Gie. Since you've come all the way here, I'm going to ask you to join our meeting. Is that alright? I checked with Gie. Yeah. I also need to discuss something with you, so this is good timing. Leon was supposed to explain everything to Gie, but it looks like there was a change of plans. And so, with Gie's attendance confirmed, I decided to dismiss the people that had assembled. Don't worry. I'll call if something happens, so for now, you guys can get back to work. When I said that, everyone had a look of relief. I had to do a double take when I heard certain people spout lines like, phew, as expected of Red. I'm still no match for him now, huh? Or tisk, I thought this was my opportunity to go all out, but in the end, the situation was somehow brought under control.